Welcome to a new JoJo Talks Too Much. Allow me to talk too much. They say that imitation is the greatest form of flattery, so don't be upset, please, Omni. So I know that this is not exactly the video you guys are probably expecting from me. No, I did not drop Higurashi. It's just I really want to be playing Cyberpunk right now. So I wanted just a quick video to talk about, and this is still probably a hot button topic even by the time this video comes out. So figured I just talk about this, and then I could go play Cyberpunk. And if you want to watch me play Cyberpunk, I'll probably leave a link in the pinned comment. If not, it's on the other purple site. You know which one. There's also a link in the description to our channel over there. You know the one I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, don't want YouTube to get mad at me. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this thing that's been bugging the anime community just a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk about Sony buying Crunchyroll. Now, this was, if you didn't know, hi, welcome to the internet. So yeah, apparently by the time you guys see this, I think 2 or 3 days ago, Sony ended up actually buying Crunchyroll. Now, this isn't anything new. We knew that Crunchyroll was eventually going to get bought by Sony. Like, that wasn't something that we weren't prepared for. We knew that they were already bidding for Crunchyroll, and at the time it was kind of a shock, right? We're like, whoa. Now, don't forget too, this isn't anything like new in general. Sony owns Funimation. Funimation used to be partnered with Crunchyroll until they got bought by Sony, and now that's just seemingly what's about to happen again. Sort of. Now, I know some people are freaking out, some people are angry, some people just really don't know how to feel, and that's totally fine. It's definitely a shock to the system, right? Because you're like, whoa, what does this mean? Honestly, I don't think it means very much. Admittedly, the two different tweets, they definitely read different, and it's just down to punctuation. Crunchyroll's tweet reads out, "We are excited to join our peers at Sony and Funimation, period. There are many questions we can't answer yet, but we are excited at the prospect for this combination. Period." That's a little, like, I don't know if it's just me, but if I'm ever excited or I'm happy, I almost end every sentence that I tweet out with an exclamation point. So the fact that it's like, period, like, to me, I'm just like, damn, that's probably not a good sign. Whereas Funimation's just straight up says, "Exciting news to share today," and it's an exclamation point, so you can tell they're pretty happy about it. And I just think that's kind of funny. I'll read out both statements just so you have an idea. We'll start with Crunchyroll's just because that's the first one that I saw. I didn't even know really that Funimation put out one, so I'll read both to you just so you have a general idea of what's happening. So starting with Crunchyroll's, well, the news is out. Crunchyroll will be acquired by Sony's Funimation Global Group, pending regulatory approval and closing. You can find more official information on the press release here. I am not going to read that. This is an exciting time for anime as two brands you know and love unite. Our team and brands have been dedicated to anime and its fans for decades, and we've gotten the convention badges to prove it, lol. Today is just the beginning. We are excited to embark on this new journey. Crunchyroll has built a world-class brand with a passionate fan base of over 3 million subscribers, 50 million social media followers, and 90 million registered users. These amazing fans have helped to propel anime into a global phenomenon, says Joanne Wagi, whatever, the general manager of Crunchyroll. Combining the strength of the Crunchyroll brand and the expertise of our global team with Funimation is an exciting prospect and a win for the incredible art form of anime. We know many of you have questions about the news, and we apologize that we can't answer everything yet. Until the deal closes, Crunchyroll and Funimation will continue to operate independently. Regardless of the big news, we're still the same Crunchyroll we were yesterday, and we will continue to bring you more anime. To me, I feel like that pretty much says it all. I'm kind of shocked that people were like actually still freaking out after that, but we'll get into it more in a sec. First, I want to read out Funimation's little blog post about it, because honestly, I didn't even know that they published this. I feel really bad. Funimation is sub to me and everything. Sorry, Funny. You cool. I'm sorry I wasn't following your blog. So on Crunchyroll's blog, they say, "We have exciting news, guys. Funimation Global Group has signed an agreement to acquire Crunchyroll. Here's the official press release again." I don't feel like reading that. "The union of Funimation and Crunchyroll is a win for anime fans around the world that will elevate the art and culture of this medium for decades to come," says Colin Decker, CEO of Funimation Global Group. Combining these two great companies will be a win for fans and enable us to compete at a truly global scale. I am honored to welcome the wonderful Crunchyroll team to a shared mission to help everyone belong to the extraordinary world of anime. Okay, so you have questions, we get it. We are not able to share anything at this time, but you can rest assured that both companies will continue to operate independently until regulatory review and approval is complete and the deal closes. So until then, it's anime as usual. Okay, honestly, I thought Colin worded that pretty well. Like, if I'm super honest. Like, I feel like you don't really need me to tell you why this is, like, a good thing, ultimately. Like, sure, there's some scary elements to it, and we'll get into that, but for the most part, this is only a good thing. I think the biggest, like, freak out from people is that they just don't want Crunchyroll to go away. And it's not even like people just love Crunchyroll with all their hearts. No, it's just that Crunchyroll is the better service, like 110%. And again, sorry, Funny, it's nothing against you, it's just your player. The Crunchyroll player, it works, the service is easy to navigate, the website is easy to navigate. I like their news tab, their store page is easy to navigate, although I'm more of a Right Stuff guy. But yeah, like everything about Crunchyroll is just easy to navigate, easy to use. The Crunchyroll player works. It does the job. In fact, I'd argue that it does the job better than most other streaming sites. It's just a damn good service, so people just don't want it to go away. And good news, there's absolutely no way they'd do that. Judging by the statements that both brands made, I highly doubt that they would actually go so far as to get rid of Crunchyroll. Keep in mind that some countries don't even really know don't even really have access to some of these sites, right? So when they say global scale, they don't mean that they're going to combine into like that Crunchyroll is going to get taken over by Funimation and Funimation is going to take over the world. No, that's not what they're saying. They're just saying that maybe together they can reach these countries where they haven't really been able to get a lot of anime to. And these two things, they're already brands. Like, they're already really recognizable. I've seen some people suggest that maybe they're going to combine into a new thing. No, they're not. That's silly. This is business, okay? Business, to quote James from Dead Meat. There is no shot that they are going to get rid of two insanely recognizable titles in the sphere of anime when they're trying to break into the anime market. Everybody in this scene knows Crunchyroll. Everybody in this scene knows Funimation. There's no way one of them's going away. My best guess, and I admit that I could be wrong here, this is just my best guess, is that subs will be on Crunchyroll, simuldubs will be on Funimation. That's my guess. That way you keep both entities thriving and pushing forward. So all the sub purists, like myself, can go over to Crunchyroll, all the simuldub people can go over to Funimation. You don't have to worry about getting spoiled on the site. If you're only watching the simuldub, you don't got to worry about stuff like that. If you're only going to Funimation, you do have to avoid Twitter, but I mean, it'd be like that. I mean, we're all anime fans. We got to avoid manga fans, so this isn't anything new. And again, I feel like some of you guys are forgetting the beautiful relationship that was Funimation and Crunchyroll. Funnyroll, Crunchymation. I don't remember what the ship name was, but do you remember that? That was like a ship for a second. That was like, that stole my like ship of the year when they announced that they were gonna like partner up, and that was a beautiful time. That was probably one of the better times in the community. And so them coming back together, I only really see this as a good thing. Now, there is a concern that I actually do respect. There's two even. The first concern is a monopoly. Yeah, monopoly's not a good thing. Yeah, monopoly is definitely not a good thing. You don't want a monopoly in anything, because a monopoly means people just aren't going to try as hard. Look at the way YouTube had been for like years before sites like Twitch finally started to rise up and gain prominence. YouTube had no real competition for a very long time, and then all of a sudden now YouTube has some competition. Except not totally YouTube. I love you. I'm I'm lying. Don't tell them that I'm lying. But in all seriousness, the fact that YouTube suddenly had competition makes them try a little bit harder. Don't forget, like, that video that that Critical put out recently, where Susan is actually showing signs that she wants to engage with the community and she wants to try harder. You want to know why? Because they don't have the monopoly anymore. She actually has to work to impress their users to keep people on the site, as opposed to Funimation and Crunchyroll, who now run shit. You know what I mean? It's definitely scary. You do have some competition, like, you know, High Dive, the little service that could. But yeah, you don't really have many or much at all competition. What do you have? Like, you used to have Amazon, but they pretty much dropped out of the game. I guess you have Netflix, but like, that's desperate. Until a time where Netflix actually starts releasing, you know, seasonal anime weekly, not this binge watching stuff. You watch seasonal anime weekly. I'm not knocking binging. It's not for me, but if you want to binge, that's fine. What I'm saying is, seasonal anime is meant to be enjoyed weekly. Otherwise, you won't get spoiled by the people who are pirating it. Don't be stupid. Release it weekly. And until they do that, yeah, nah, they're not really in this game. The point is that when it comes to seasonal anime, Funimation and Crunchyroll teaming up is a good thing, but it does mean that Sony might start to sort of relax on them actually trying to improve. Like, Tristan had a great video on this, and he even said the same thing, where like maybe Funimation just won't try to improve their player if they don't see a point in fixing it because they have the monopoly, you know what I mean? It's definitely a concern. My big concern, and this is the one that I am like legitimately kind of nervous about, and that's Sony's need to censor things. So if you didn't know, when an anime game comes out in the West, if Sony has their hand in it in any way, they will censor the shit out of it. If it's on their platform, they will censor it. And as a man of culture, I can't stand to see them get rid of my ecchi. Whether it's for the dudes or for the ladies, I can't stay. I can't abide that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't like the idea of Sony owning this monopoly and then like meddling with it. You know what I mean? Like them being like, and we're gonna take out this scene. Oh, this is too graphic. We can't show that. Oh, this is... Don't do that. Sony, look at me. Really look at me. You know I love you. You know I'm a Sony boy to the day I die. But Sony, don't do this. Do I actually think that they'll go that far and as to like censor anime the way that they censor games? Not quite. I don't think it'll be as bad, but I do think maybe some things might get censored here and there. This isn't even really getting into them like maybe changing things in sub, right? Let's not even get into issues that subbers can change things. Just look at what happened with Crunchyroll and the Jujutsu Kaisen subber. That's a whole other can of worms. But yeah, like, is there room for concern? Yes. Should you be concerned about like what's gonna happen to Crunchyroll and Funimation? No, not at all. I'm absolutely, like, I am like 1000% positive on that front. It's only gonna be a good thing. The only real concern I have is potential, and I do mean potential, but potential censorship, and the concern of a monopoly, meaning that they won't have to try as hard. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts. I'm gonna go play Cyberpunk now. Everybody freaking stop freaking out. It's gonna be fine. Even like I said, the concerns I have, they are concerns, but for the most part, this is only a good thing. Well, it's mostly a good thing. So just stop freaking out. Go play Cyberpunk, or watch me play Cyberpunk. Either way, is gonna be fine. It's gonna be cool. So if you enjoyed today's video, then don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and of course, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, set notifications to all, and let all of AndyTube know that you're here. And before we go, as always, I have to give a big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron. Look at these beautiful people. Look at all these beautiful names. And hey, if you would like to join these beautiful people, there are now 2 ways to do so. The first way is by hitting that Patreon link in the description, and the second option is by hitting that join button right beside the sub button to get a badge next to your name, some emotes to spam in the comments, and of course, your name scrolling past the screen here. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and hit that join button, or check out the Patreon link. Either way, it is super appreciated. So once again, a big thank you to the T Squadron. That's it for me. I'm gonna go play Cyberpunk. Oh, and watch the Game Awards, although by the time you see this, it'll be the day after. I'm so curious to see what's gonna happen, but yeah, until next time, you stay classy, AndyTube, and you wash your dang hands.